And this has got to be an animal. No animal I've ever seen.
What's going on, YouTube? This is the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Nimes YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another movie review. And this time we got Antlers. Antlers pretty much surrounds itself around a little boy who's just really mysterious. He looks like he wants to stay to himself pretty much all the time. And a teacher just takes notice to him. A teacher that actually has a past, and she's going through her own things and her own trauma. This teacher, who is, my bad y'all, who is played by Kerry Russell. Shout out to Kerry Russell. I ain't seen her in a minute. I remember her on Felicity, I think. I ain't watched Felicity, but I remember that off the old WB shows when I used to watch Smallville, Dawson's Creek, and all those times. But you got Jesse Plemons, you know Jesse Plemons, Breaking Bad, and all of that. Julia and Jesse Plemons play, Jesse Plemons plays Paul, and they are brother and sister. And they pretty much stay in a small town. This is one of the most depressing towns I done ever seen. When it comes to these horror movies, you know you got these certain horror movies where they be set in this town where it's just dead. No sun, everything looks gloomy, rain, it's just dead, man. I'm telling you. And this is one of those horror movies. This is a horror movie that is straight depressing all the way through. It's a lot of moments in this movie where you're turning your head and it's not even got nothing to do with the monster. I'm telling you. It's scenes in here where I'm like, oh, wait. And you don't even really see anything, but they illumine to things. It's abuse, child abuse in this movie. And it's like, man, I'm telling you. This movie is heavy. It's heavy. And some of the most heaviest themes that's going on with this movie has nothing to do with the monster. It's the horror that happens in real life, especially stemming from child abuse. And this movie established early on how much is going on as far as the abuse in this movie. And it's establishing a relationship between this teacher and this young boy because of similar things they have going on. And it's a scene in here where it's like, they allude to something, and I'm like, they don't even make it clear what was going on, but they just let you know that this abuse been going on. It's been going on for a while. I'm like, man, that's the thing. When you have movies that execute without showing you things, but the way they go about it is making you think, that's even almost at times more scarier because you're getting these images in your head. The movie is making you taking your mind places, and it's like, oh, I don't want to even think about that. But that's what the movie is doing, and this movie does that in a good way. It's scenes in this movie where it's showing you horrific mutilation as far as bodies where this monster has attacked. And as bad as those bodies looks, and it looks bad, like the practical effects and the detail they go into making these bodies look torn up, look torn apart. It's like, but as much as that is, it's like the way they go about telling you certain things that's going on with characters, especially behind the abuse or whatnot, that's more terrifying. Those images are more terrifying than these monster attacks. It's something that happens at the beginning of this movie, and y'all might have to let me know in the comment section that got me confused, because it's like it's an attack that happens, but what happens after that is like, okay, where did that I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like, what happened? Where did that thing go? Because once this other thing starts happening, or these other things start happening, it's like, oh, so I thought, but where was that at? Where did that go? Y'all let me know. It was a little confusing. That part was a little confusing. I think y'all are gonna know what I'm talking about, because it's an attack that happens at the beginning. But from that attack on, we pretty much focus on the people that were attacked, and it's like, what happened to the thing that attacked them? Or maybe I missed out, or maybe something happened where I missed that part. Y'all let me know in the comment section. But as far as going on from that, we get into, because this movie to me it kind of does have tropes. It definitely has some hard tropes. It has people making stupid decisions I don't understand. Yeah. And this town is one of those towns where it looks like it only has maybe 4 cops at the most. Honestly, I didn't see but 2 in this movie. This is the thing I don't understand. Maybe does this happen in small towns where you have maybe a police station that has 3 cops at the most. That's the thing I didn't understand. Because it's like, when an accident maybe happens in here, you see one person throughout the movie. I'm like, what the hell going on? And that's another thing. Shout out to my man, Jesse Plemons. Brother, did you want to do this movie? I'm asking. Throughout this movie, it seemed like Kerry Russell's Julia character, the character she's playing, Julia, it seemed like Jesse Plemons, who's playing her brother, the cop, Paul, it seemed like dude did not want to be here. He seemed like he didn't even want to be a cop. He was like, man, I took this job, didn't nobody else want to do it. Throughout the movie, it just seems like he's just there like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but what you want me to do? What you want me to do? Throughout the movie, it's like, what you want me to do? And in a way, you kind of looking at it like, what do you want him to do? He the only nigga here. I'm serious. But other than that, I can't front, man. This movie, I've seen way better monster movies, honestly. It's an underrated monster movie that I've seen called The Relic that kind of has similarities to this, especially with the creature design. I feel like the creature design in this movie has similarities to this. And another thing, the creature design in this movie is like, what are we doing? I did not like the creature design in this movie. It looked kind of like a goddamn, what's not a deer, but it was, I don't know, it just didn't establish. I've seen, as far as them saying a Wendigo, it was a episode of Supernatural where they had an episode about a Wendigo where I felt like looked way better. You got to understand, that was early 2000s. That was like 2007 or 8 or 9 maybe. But they had an episode with a Wendigo that I feel like looked way better than the Wendigo in this 2021 movie. Just my opinion. And honestly, you don't really give it good actual light on it. It's almost, and that was kind of a good thing because it puts you in that instance of those creature movies where you don't see it all the way, but you kind of see it. Think of Jaws when they first did that, where you didn't see the shark throughout the whole movie, but when you finally seen it, you're like, oh shit. The only thing with this one is like, it's like, okay, I see it, but it's not like Cloverfield or those type of movies where you get glimpses of it. When I actually like the look of the Cloverfield monster, but this one is like, I can't think of the animal, but it's like an animal. It's an animal, like, not a walrus. I think, yes, maybe a walrus. Not a walrus. I can't think of the animal, but it's similar to that, but it didn't look that good to me, honestly. But as far as even a monster movie, by the end, because it pretty much by the end turns into that monster movie, it was slow paced too, kind of. Not slow in the essence where they not doing anything, but it was things going on, but it's things going on where you're like, okay, oh, I see this happening, but it's just not, it doesn't close out the way I feel like it should have been a monster movie. And it seems like attacks in this movie, they happen, and it's like, you're not sitting there like, oh shit, it's kind of like, oh man, wow. Like I said, the abuse, the trauma of the movie is more shocking to me in the movie. Like, those scenes to me was like, oh no, to me. And they don't straight out show you scenes of abuse in this movie. I'm gonna just say that so y'all won't go in here thinking, oh no, I don't want to see no child being abused. But the hints towards it, the talk about it, because they do talk about it, they tell you what's happening, but they don't straight out show you. But even with them talking about it, it's like, you know, you're gonna go to head your mind, it's where you start thinking about certain things. But as far as a monster movie, it's definitely not gonna be one of the ones I gotta go back and see and like, oh man, this is one of the ones. Like I said, if you ever seen a movie called The Relic, I wish I should have did a review on The Relic. You should check out The Relic and come back to this, and I think you'll be like, oh, okay, I see what he was talking about. But overall, did I enjoy it? Not really. I ain't gonna even front. But not because it was a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. It's worse than monster movies or horror movies out there. It was the darkness. So it's a dark, gloomy movie, man. And you feel so bad for this kid because you're like, man. And I will say that it's some good acting in here, especially from the young man playing Lucas. I don't want to give nothing away, but it's another kid in here, and I don't want to get nothing away though, because it's like you don't want to get nothing away. Jeremy T. Thomas, who plays Lucas, very, very phenomenal acting from him. He plays his role in this movie. You feel very bad from him. You want this little kid to be okay. You want to come in the movie and almost be like, yo, come on, man. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But like I said, It's not too many people in this movie. They do, like I say, have they tropes. You have making stupid decisions, doing stupid things. You had a trope where you got the guy that knows about the local myths of the town. The more common than none. You know how they had a person, the older person that knows everything about the town, the myths of the creatures or the killer, this and the third. They do kind of have those horror tropes, but other than that, man, I can't say it was a decent horror movie for what it was trying to do, but it just did not land the way it should have landed as far as the ending. I feel like it was more, which I don't think was a bad thing, but more the focus kind of came in with the trauma and the abuse, and we got it was decent scares in here. I will say that, decent moments where when the creature or transformations and things like that was going on, it was like, oh, whoa, okay. But other than that, man, it wasn't that good of a movie as far as a monster or horror movie, in my opinion. It's not something I'm gonna go back and watch. But y'all let me know in the comment section if you have watched this. How did y'all feel about it? Did you like it as a monster movie? Was it very depressing? Did it make you get depressed? Because I gotta say something. That's another thing from a person that deal with anxiety and depression. This ain't that movie you want to just keep sitting through and watching over and over again. I gotta say that, man. But overall, as a horror movie, I feel like you might enjoy it. But as a horror fan, it's definitely one of those. It's not to me, it's not an art horror film. It's not. You got movies like Midsommar, Hereditary for those type of films. This is not that. This is a horror monster movie, but it's a slow burn, and it's got so much more going on besides it just being a monster movie. That's the thing about it. But other than that, let me know in the comment section. Have you seen it? How did you feel about it? If you haven't seen it, do you plan on checking it out? Let me know in the comment section, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to let you know when I upload new videos. This is the road to 400 subs. Shout out to everybody who subscribed to my page. Shout out to everybody who watching my videos. I really appreciate it.
Cautionary tale to the people who believe in
it. He'll come for me. He needs me.